Hey guys, I'm a bit late making this video, but I wanted to wait for the next patch that would buff the reflection of Kalandra spawn rate, but the patch is still not out. Currently I don't have +30 amulet and I'm missing anointment, so I'm missing a couple of things, and was kind of experimental build. So you're gonna just have to imagine that I'm doing more damage. This build started as a poison Impending Doom. I did Impending Doom build, I believe in 3.17. I'm gonna link a video. That was a crit, the brittle ground got nerfed, but it should still work just fine. And that one was pretty good. It did have like really high average hit damage, but it was clunky because you had to wait 1.5 seconds for the explosions to happen. This one also started that way, but with poison and stacking low tolerance and making poison duration very short. Because I had to wait 1.5 seconds anyway, I figured I'm just gonna go with like very short duration poisons and just stack low tolerance. Low tolerance, if you don't know, it gives 300% increased poison damage against non-poison enemies, and you can stack those. So I had 900, and essentially I had 1.4 something second duration poison. So by the time I triggered another Impending Doom, the first poison would have expired and I would do like full damage again. And it worked well for map clear, except you were basically forced to only cast it once every like 1.5 seconds. Eventually I just switched to Hexblast because you don't need to wait as much, especially for clear speed. For single target you still want to wait for the Doom to ramp up. Now if you don't know Doom, essentially Doom, when you cast a curse manually, over time it ramps up Doom. And Doom essentially just increases the curse effect. One Doom is equal 1% curse effect. So it ramps up 10 Doom per second, and currently I have 50 maximum Doom. So it would take like 5 seconds until it reaches maximum Doom, and that's when you do the most damage. And Impending Doom scales with that Doom. Just like Hexblast, but it does hit like really hard. Now another thing that I said experimental build, I just went like full damage and I thought I'm just gonna be cursing enemies and like really strong temp chain. So we're just gonna be slowed down so much that we're not really gonna pose a threat to me, but in practice that doesn't quite work. Enemies still move pretty fast even with like strong temporal chain. I had to invent some kind of defensive layers without sacrificing the damage too much. Originally I wanted to go with like what was it, 4 courses maximum, and then using the newly reworked Daedalus helmet, which does give a lot of flat chaos damage per course on enemies, and that would have been great and the damage would have been much higher, but like I said, I have no defensive layers, so I try to invent defensive layers. This is, by the way, Occultist, and the way I'm doing that is essentially Hale Negator. When I take a savage hit, I recover life and energy shield, but I actually went in the end with the Eldritch Battery plus Mind Over Matter because I just cannot sustain my mana otherwise, and I did not want to worry about it. So going Eldritch Battery, Mind Over Matter just allowed me to spend my energy shield and not worry about mana. Now the way I recover energy shield, like I said, Hale Negator helps a lot. When I take a savage hit, I recover life and energy shield based on the spirit charges, and you get 1 spirit charge per Abyss Jewel. Currently I have 6. So I am recovering 18% of my life and energy shield when I take a savage hit. Savage hit is 15% of my maximum life. But I also have the Burden of Truth belt. So the Burden of Truth helps split the damage between life and energy shield and makes it much easier to sustain. Not only that, but I can also use my life flask to heal my energy shield. And in addition to that, I am using Forbidden Taste. I made a quick video about the Forbidden Taste, or at least mentioned it. What's unique about the Forbidden Truth, and I mentioned the Forbidden Taste. You can automate that to be used automatically when you take a savage hit, which then heals your life and energy shield because using the Burden of Truth, and this just gives me like instant full life and energy shield. Also, it doesn't really go well if you're already using a Hale Negator, but the flask is not active all the time, especially during longer fights, and I am capped on my Chaos Rest, so I don't really take much damage from this flask. Like, I activate this now, you can see that it's barely draining my life and energy shield. The build could obviously do more damage if you get the amulet, but like, I'm not gonna be finishing this build. I just got tired of waiting for the patch, and I don't want to sacrifice all my time and all my currency on trying to get a single amulet just to see how much more damage would it do. The thing is, this is also automating the Alchemist mark, which essentially works really well with like short duration ailments, either ignites or poison, because it doesn't check the poison duration, it just checks how much damage you do per second with the either poison or ignite. So I just maximize the damage I do per second and just get short duration poisons. Normally for poisons you want to stack poison duration and just hit many times, apply many poisons, and that's how you get the damage. But with this you don't need to worry about that. And you want like really strong single poison if you're gonna be using Alchemist mark. And it is automated because of the Vixen Entrapment gloves, which I bought with the corrupted one. I'm gonna explain why corrupted is important. Basically I cast the curses inside these gloves when I cast another curse manually, so you need another curse manually somewhere else. So this is a 2-button build if you are using Hexblast, but it is only 1-button build if you're using Impending Doom. You pretty much just need to change 2 support gems. Swap Hexblast with like Despair, and then swap, for example, Efficacy with Impending Doom, and you got Impending Doom build. Then you walk around cursing enemies with Despair and then waiting for Impending Doom. I'm gonna explain also how to trigger Impending Doom, because and also you need to change one more item. Okay, so maybe first how I reduce the poison duration. Pretty much just Apep's Rage Wand and then like Swift Affliction, and then I believe faster poisons do damage faster. Yeah. Somewhere I believe on this, yeah, poisons you inflict deal damage faster. And then on cluster jewels you want to stack low tolerance, and then there's mastery for that. And then you obviously want to get something that increases maximum doom. So on the passive skill tree there are like 2 places, and the doom goes at increments of 5. Like if you get, let's say, 34 doom, it's gonna be exactly the same damage as 30 doom. At 35 doom you would get an extra like more multiplier. If you get this one plus 10 maximum doom and then like anoint this thing, it's not gonna be enough. You would still need to get an extra like plus 1 doom somewhere else, which you can get by putting caster catalyst on amulet, and you can craft this kind of amulet with the essence. Just look it up. One of the bigger essence just guarantees doom, so you just craft it until you hit life and something else. This literally doesn't have anything other useful other than life. The better amulet, you basically want simplex amulet, which can only have 2 prefix and 2 suffix maximum. And then you essentially catalyst with caster, get life, get doom. Once you catalyst you're gonna have 14 doom, and then in difficulty 10 plus I believe, or 8 plus reflection of Kalandra, you basically put this in and hope that you don't get any bad negatives and get plus doom and then plus life, for example. That would be ideal. I tried 2 of these, didn't work, and it's like one divine per try, so actually even more, because simplex amulet certain item level are also a bit expensive, so it's a bit over 1 divine for each try, and at current rate I just did not want to bother. Now, why Vixen's Entrapment Corrupted is important with Despair is when you play Hexblast, it removes curse. It removes curse that has doom. So after damaging, it removes Despair. And the poison does not like snapshot the Despair. It snapshots the hit damage, but not the poison damage, because the poison is calculated after the hit. So you want something that also reapplies Despair, and it works really well. Now, one thing important, you're gonna have to get this. There are basically 2, maybe 3 ways of playing around Doom. One way, and the simplest way, get Doomsday. Especially if you're stacking a lot of maximum Doom, just get Doomsday. You just wait 1 second and then you get maximum Doom. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. Another thing is that you can get increased Doom gain rate from something like this. Hexes have 50% increased Doom gain rate. But there's no way you're gonna be able to stack enough of that to be able to beat Doomsday. Doomsday can only apply in one area, and you can see it like after 1 second it kind of pulses again. But you don't need to worry about that for mapping, because you just apply one boom Hexblast, apply another Hexblast, apply another Hexblast. For tougher targets, you're basically gonna have to wait 1 second and then use the Hexblast. Now for Impending Doom, you're also gonna need this one. You basically add this ring, and now you wait 1.5 seconds. Because after 1 second, Doomsday will apply maximum Doom, and this ring makes the curse expire half a second after reaching maximum Doom. And this is exclusively for Impending Doom, because Impending Doom only happens when you remove a curse. So you can actually play with like a double setup if you're using like a staff, have Impending Doom on a 6 link and then Hexblast on a 6 link. But then you can't really use low tolerance, because Impending Doom and Hexblast like not gonna stack into one big hit, it's gonna be 2 hits, so it's not gonna stack poison so well. Well, it will stack poison better, but it won't benefit from low tolerance so well. Impending Doom is just clunkier and slower, and you're probably not gonna have fun playing it. But I'm also not sure if I would like actually recommend this build, because well, you would have to rework this to have more defensive layers. well, I only have grace. So I have 10,000 evasion without any flask. I do not have spell suppression. I do not have block. Well, just the basic block and that's it. And then recover life and energy shield when I take savage hit. And that's it. This isn't really a build that I would recommend per se, but you can still play around with it, and it works pretty well. And if you can get like really nice amulet, this could actually be a pretty good bossing build if you can figure out defenses. Anyway, for now I don't want to drag this video any longer, it's already long, so my next video is gonna be Glacial Hammer Raider. And that one is actually really good for map clear. It's a bit squishy and bossing is not too great, but well, I don't want to stretch this video too long, but Glacial Hammer does have some benefits and something that I didn't even expect. So for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.